the top stories, consultation begins to ban single plastic use in St. Kitts and Nevis. Federation participates in inaugural SKN Canada bilateral consultation. And Nevis drone operators contribute to federal draft regulations. The details on these stories and more after the break.
Without limits, happy and free. The skin you're in with no apology. The one to seize the day. Grab an LLB, live, love, be. With LLB, live, love, be. Live, love, be. Be who you know you can be. Grab an LLB, live, love, be. Angostura, lemon, lime and bitters. Live, love, be.
Trustworthy, secure, reliable and responsive. These are just some of the words customers use to describe their experience with the Bank of Nevis Limited. And after 35 years of delivering excellent customer service and honoring our corporate social responsibilities in the island of Nevis, we are finally coming to St. Kitts. Come and experience why we're not just another option. We are the standard. Bond strong.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. I am Scotty Sia Hendrickson. Consultations to ban single-use plastics in St. Kitts and Nevis have begun. The Department of Environment commenced the first in a series of consultations with representative stakeholders to ensure that the views of everyone concerned are reflected in the proposal to ban single-use plastics in St. Kitts and Nevis. The consultation, which was held on Friday, April 16, 2021, at the Department of Physical Planning Conference Room, was held under the theme, "Are You Ready to Be Plastic Free?" Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Environment and Cooperatives, Sharon Ratton, welcomed stakeholders and emphasized that active collaboration is key to a successful consultation. Minister of Environment and Cooperatives, Honorable Eric Evelyn, said that the stakeholders meeting was long overdue and timely. He said the talk about banning single-use plastic bags have been around for some time, and it is his belief that the time is right now for the Federation to act. Since becoming the Environment Minister in 2020, Honorable Eric Evelyn submitted a proposal to Cabinet to ban single-use plastics. The proposal, he said, received the blessings of everyone. The stakeholder meeting was attended by representatives from the Department of Consumer Affairs, the Small Business Development Center, the Ministry of International Trade, Solid Waste Management Corporation, the Ministry of Environment and Cooperatives, and ITEL Creations. The next round of consultations will continue with the private sector. Senior officials within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Aviation joined members of Global Affairs Canada GAC in the inaugural St. Kitts and Nevis Canada bilateral consultation meeting, which was held on April 14, 2021. The virtual meeting, convened against the backdrop of the first virtual CARICOM Canada meeting of foreign ministers, was viewed as the next step in its series designed to further enhance and strengthen the excellent bilateral relationship that has long been established and enjoyed over many years. The dialogue among the senior officials was co-chaired by Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Aviation, Ms. Kay Bass, and Director General Central America and the Caribbean Global Affairs Canada, Ms. Sylvia Cesarato. In presenting opening remarks, Permanent Secretary Bass thanked the Government of Canada for its unwavering commitment and assistance throughout the years, and in particular, the recent assistance being rendered to the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, and the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CAFA, to assist in the fight against COVID-19. The discussion and views exchanged over the course of the consultation centered on shared priorities and explored investment and business opportunities for both countries through focused dialogue in the areas of economic recovery, trade, climate change, resilience, and stability. The afternoon's virtual event was closed with a commitment to explore and develop a roadmap for cooperation that would not only define but also chart a concrete course for tangible fruits of meaningful cooperation in the future. Drone operators on Nevis were given the opportunity to contribute to regulations being drafted for operations of drones by the government of St. Kitts and Nevis at a briefing hosted by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Aviation on April 13, 2021. It was held at the Nevis Disaster Management Department's conference room at Long Point. Civil Aviation Officer in the Civil Aviation Division in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Aviation, Mr. Royston Griffin, who was a facilitator at the session, noted the aim of the consultation was to provide awareness of the draft drone regulations, receive feedback from the drone operators, and to let them know their importance in the process. He expressed satisfaction with the turnout and the interest, noting that it was well attended and the response was positive. Mr. Griffin said the legislation being drafted is in keeping with federal government's commitment as one of the 193 signatories to the Chicago Convention by the International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO, to ensure safety within St. Kitts and Nevis's airspace. He said it is in keeping with the international obligations by the government of St. Kitts and Nevis to ensure safe and secure operations of all manned and unmanned aircraft operations within the Federation, in accordance with the International Civil Aviation Organization standards and recommended practices. After the break, STEP Director visits STEP interns in Nevis. And Bankers and Financial Services Association announces new president. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Everything's gotta go! Horsford's Automotive, everything gotta go! Clearance sale is happening now! All 2018, 2019, and 2020 models gotta go! Yes! Come to Horsford's Automotive and get $10,000 off select 2020 models! That's right! Horsford's Automotive is making room for 2021 by offering $10,000 off select 2020 models! And that's not all! Come now and get 0% down payment! No payment until May 2021! $500 in free groceries, free servicing for 1 year, free bill of sale, free tinting, free registration, free accessories, and free licensing. Horsford's Automotive, everything gotta go clearance sale. The biggest clearance sale event of the year. Select 2020 vehicles, price to go. Everything gotta go. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
Want to get away? Now you can.
Stop standing in long ATM lines to withdraw cash. Use your national debit or black cards to complete a wide variety of transactions at supermarkets, variety stores, gas stations, pharmacies, and more. Shop online at the most popular websites and stores for quality brands using your national debit or black cards. And take back your time to enjoy all the things that you love to do. Remember, instead of waiting in long ATM lines to withdraw cash, use your national bank cards today.
National Bank, always here.
Welcome back. Director of the Skills Training Empowerment Program, STEP, Mr. Emil Green, and a team from the STEP head office in St. Kitts spent most of Tuesday visiting and familiarizing themselves with operations of businesses that are partnering with the STEP in the training of STEP interns. Mr. Green said the first objective was to visit a number of employers and their business places to see and speak to STEP interns and the employers in order to get a feel of how businesses are utilizing and training interns. He said the second objective was to meet with the STEP Nevis office staff to bring them up to date with all the relevant matters that would affect the STEP staff within St. Kitts and Nevis. He said, for example, we spoke about the regularization process. We also spoke about getting the operators on a better footing and more efficiency, which means that we have to make sure that persons are paid for the hours that they work. He said, in his opinion, the visit was fairly successful. He said, I think we were able to have good communication with businesses and the STEP interns, and finishing here with the meeting with the office staff, I think it was excellent.
I wear a mask because I want to protect my child, but also I want to protect his classmates and his teachers.
I wear a mask because I care about the frontline workers who will have to work even harder if those around me get sick.
I wear a mask to protect my family. I wear a mask to protect you. I wear a mask because it is the right thing to do.
I wear a mask because I don't want to put any vulnerable individuals at risk, like my elderly loved ones.
I wear a mask because
we are all in this together.
It takes a village
to raise our children
into productive citizens
and progressive communities.
It takes a village
to provide support to our young people
who are going down the wrong path
and need family and community support.
It takes a village
to help our children who have made a mistake,
to take responsibility
and learn from their mistakes.
It takes a village
to actively help in the rehabilitation of our youth,
to assist them in being productive,
to reintegrate back into our communities.
It takes a village
to care about each other,
to lift up our children
and make them into better adults.
It takes a village to give our youths
a chance for change.
Join the movement
and give our children a chance for change.
This message is brought to you by the USAID OECS Juvenile Justice Reform Project 2, funded by the United States Agency for International Development. For more information, log on to oecs.org/JJRP.
The Bankers and Financial Services Association of St. Kitts and Nevis, BFSA, has announced the appointment of Mr. Steve Farrier as the new president of the association. According to a statement from the association, Mr. Farrier brings to the position a wealth of knowledge and experience in the financial industry in St. Kitts and Nevis and the Caribbean region. Mr. Farrier succeeds Mr. Chad Allen, St. Kitts manager of the Bank of Nevis, formerly Royal Bank of Canada. Mr. Farrier is currently the general manager at TDC Financial Services Company Limited and has contributed to the development of the financial sector of St. Kitts and Nevis for over 15 years. Mr. Farrier stated, "It is with tremendous gratitude that I accept this challenge. The BFSA aims to preserve a sound banking system by increasing the efficiency and effectiveness of banking services within St. Kitts and Nevis." The BFSA is comprised of representatives from TDC Financial Services Company Limited, St. Kitts, Nevis and Gwilu National Bank Limited, the Bank of Nevis Limited, Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis Limited, Republic Bank EC Limited, and CIBC First Caribbean International Bank. Coming up, Haiti Catholic institutions denounce rise in violence. Stay tuned.
Everything's gotta go! Horse Roads Automotive, everything gotta go! Clearance sale sale is happening now. All 2018, 2019, and 2020 models gotta go. Yes! Come to Horsford's Automotive and get $10,000 off select 2020 models. That's right. Horsford's Automotive is making room for 2021 by offering $10,000 off select 2020 models. And that's not all. Come now and get 0% down payment. No payment until May 2021. $500 in free groceries. Free servicing for 1 year. Free bill of sale. Free tinting. Free registration. Free accessories. And free licensing. Horsford's Automotive, everything gotta go clearance sale. The biggest clearance sale event of the year. Select 2020 vehicles price to go. Everything gotta go. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
Welcome back. Religious institutions in Haiti are denouncing the kidnapping of at least 10 people by gang members. The Catholic Church there has condemned the government's failure to take action and stop the rise in violence. Al Jazeera's Teresa Bull has more.
A mass to demand the release of 10 hostages taken by gangs in Croix de Bouquet, just outside Port-au-Prince. Among those abducted were 7 clerics, 2 of them are French. People here say they are increasingly concerned over the rising kidnappings in the past year.
There are many people who have been kidnapped. They got raped and tortured. Many of them have never returned to normal. We ask ourselves, when will this end in our country?
During the service, protesters took over the church, denouncing what they call a lack of democracy in the country and blaming the government over rising violence. The police fired tear gas to disperse the demonstrators.
As a teacher, my life condition is very bad. I can't live like this. That's why I'm in the street to protest against the president who has not been doing anything for us.
In recent months, kidnappings for ransom have sharply increased. The clerics were kidnapped by a group known as 400 Mawoso Gang. Locals say the gang seems to be in charge in some parts of the country. Mandala was kidnapped and taken for a week. She had to pay for her release. Women and children are now a target for kidnappers. She did not want to show her face during the interview.
A car stopped in front of me. 4 guys got out of the car. They drew their guns to force me into it, put the hood on my head and pressed my neck. I cried a lot.
Protests have been ongoing in Port-au-Prince against the government of Jovenel Moïse and his apparent inability to solve the problems people face every day. The president failed to hold legislative elections in 2019 and has been ruling by decree since then. Moïse has said he plans to hold a constitutional referendum in June, which critics call part of a larger effort to consolidate power. Human rights groups say the only concern people have right now is the growing insecurity.
He's talking about constitution. He's talking about referendum. We can't have constitution in this situation. We can't have a referendum in this climate of insecurity.
The opposition says the international community continues to support leaders who fail to improve people's lives. And that's why they say Jovenel Moïse remains in power. While Moïse says he's fighting a coup. While the confrontation between the opposition and the government continues, the lives of millions are caught in the middle, threatened by kidnappings and violence that seem to be getting out of control. Teresa Bo, Al Jazeera.
To avoid getting the coronavirus, Remember to wash your hands thoroughly and frequently before and after preparing food, after using the toilet or changing a diaper for a baby, sick person, or the elderly, after blowing your nose, and after leaving large gatherings or moving away from persons who appear ill. Encourage others to wash their hands and also use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer of 60 to 70% solution. Stay away from events having large gatherings of people. You can expose yourself to more possible infections in large groups. Also, avoid sharing cutlery, cups, glassware, etc. with others. Viruses can linger on these items and may be transferred this way. Avoid shaking and holding hands, and hugging or keeping an infected person in close proximity. This is a message from the Ministry of Health and the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA.
I took the vaccine because I want the in-person audience experience at Sugar Mass 50.
I took the vaccine because I want to be performing with all my people on Ultra Truck this year for Carnival.
I get vaccinated because I want to be on the road for Sugar Mass 50.
The reason I chose to be vaccinated is because of my profession as an entertainer, for us to have a safer Boyton Carnival.
I am DJ Flame, and I got vaccinated because I want Sugar Mass 50 to be greater than ever.
I took the vaccine because I miss entertaining thousands of people, and I miss hosting my own events. See you at Sugar Mass 50. Boom.
Get vaccinated quickly to sign up Sugar Mass 50.
I wear a mask because I want to protect my child, but also I want to protect his classmates and his teachers.
I wear a mask because I care about the frontline workers who will have to work even harder if those around me get sick.
I wear a mask to protect my family. I wear a mask to protect you. I wear a mask because it is the right thing to do.
I wear a mask because I don't want to put any vulnerable individuals at risk, like my elderly loved ones.
I wear a mask because
we are all in this together.
Coming up, Prince Philip laid to rest at St. George's Chapel. We'll have the details when we come back.
Imagine having the luxury of putting all your trust in one insurance company and being able to enjoy a life to the fullest without having to worry. Well, don't imagine. National Caribbean Insurance is here to take care of all your insurance needs. Insure your life, vehicle, boat, home, belongings, and your future. At NCI, we make it our business to ensure that you enjoy every stage in life. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
Welcome back. A sober and focused funeral service was held Saturday for Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, a service that Philip himself had chosen, despite the COVID-19 protocols that meant only 30 people could attend. Queen Elizabeth sat alone at the service due to the virus. Many of the funeral's personal touches were planned by Philip, including the music sung by a choir of just 4 people. He also designed the Land Rover that brought his coffin to St. George's Chapel on the grounds of the Windsor Castle. People across Britain held a moment of silence before the funeral, and the service reflected Philip's dedication to military service. His casket was draped with his military cap and sword, and military bands played tribute to him. Prince Philip was interred in the Royal Vault at the St. George's Chapel alongside the other remains of royals. Up next in sports, senior women's national team players sign with pro football team in Iceland, and Santana sees challenges in getting Team TTO to Tokyo. Stay tuned.
Imagine having the luxury of putting all your trust in one insurance company and being able to enjoy a life to the fullest without having to worry. Well, don't imagine. National Caribbean Insurance is here to take care of all your insurance needs. Insure your life, vehicle, boat, home, belongings, and your future. At NCI, we make it our business to ensure that you enjoy every stage in life. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
Welcome back. The St. Kitts and Nevis Football Association SKNFA has extended congratulations to senior women's national team player Brittany Lawrence, who recently signed a contract with the FinPro football team in Iceland. According to a post of the association's Facebook page, Brittany is a multi-talented attacking player with tremendous experience playing in Canada. Brittany received international recognition playing for the Sugar Girls during the Olympic qualifiers played in Edinburgh, Texas in January 2020. St. Kitts and Nevis women's team advanced to the final 8 round of the qualification for Olympics for the first time ever in 2020. Chef de mission of the TNT 2021 Tokyo Olympics Games team, Lovely Santana, says the TTOC expects challenges with getting the team to Tokyo. More in this TT Sports report.
The head of the local delegation for the July Games said the organization is in constant contact with the relevant authorities to ensure a safe and secure journeys for the team.
Yes, we anticipate some challenges. However, we plan to work around that and ensure that we engage the relevant authorities to give us that relevant access. So we are currently liaising with who we need to liaise with and looking at the best options in terms of travel and best route for our team to get to Japan.
She says the final team for the Games will be named in late June, but as whether she sees the size of the delegation being affected by the pandemic.
Our athletes who have already qualified, we haven't received any, there are no doubt that they have any issues in traveling. So once our athletes are qualified and selected to go to the Games, they will be going to the Games. I don't think it will affect our team size.
When we come back, we'll have another look at the stories that made the headlines. Recapping the top stories. Consultation begins to ban single-use plastics in St. Kitts and Nevis. Federation participates in inaugural SKN Canada bilateral consultation. And Nevis drone operators contribute to federal draft regulation. And that's the end of the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Scotty Hendrickson.